our interviews delve into their plans for onboarding at scale, while still navigating the ever-changing world of regulation and maintaining compliance. So how do you solve the issue of scaling this onboarding process that's obviously now incredibly fast, while retaining that same level of security and customer experience?
So as an organisation, we've been changing the way we work to agile ways of working. We've also zoned in even further on the customer experience. So we've changed the way we work and the organisation around it. We work very closely with our partners in tech, with our partners in regulation, our legal partners across the organisation to deliver value to the customer as quickly as possible. So we take an MVP approach where we deliver that value so that the customer experience can be improved as quickly as possible, and we test that actively with customers. So when we go to scale to our customer base, we know that it works, we've proved it, we've researched it, and we've actually had test journeys with customers.
What advice would you give to any business owner that is trying to keep up in this regulatory, ever-changing pace?
Well, it's difficult for business owners. It's difficult for early-stage fintechs to really stay on top of all the regulation, particularly now when fintechs have to apply for licenses in multiple countries. We're not going to mention the B word today.
Right.
But if I give you an example of one fintech that came to us recently, they were saying, Dave, the regulation says that I have to check a database to confirm a name and address and date of birth. But Dave, isn't there lots of data breaches on databases? Isn't checking a database just too little security in account opening processes? So my advice to fintechs would be, say, look at the regulation, but also use your common sense. Use a risk-based approach, think about what your risks are, and use identity verification processes, layer them on a risk-based approach. So you might want to not just check identity verification databases, but you might want to validate identity documents. You might want to check someone's digital footprint to try and drive confidence that that's really who they say they are, to drive insight about their real-world identity, geolocation, identity confidence scoring. So my advice would be to look at the regulations, but also to not just rely on one sole signal to verify someone's identity.
Obviously using vendors to provide that very specialised service. I mean, can you tell us what's going to happen if regulation changes going forward? Is RBS going to maintain its compliance and ultimately still provide the best up-to-date service that it currently is?
Absolutely. Compliance and keeping customers safe and making sure we serve our customer base are core to what we do. That won't change. We absolutely will comply from a legal and regulatory perspective with the processes that we have. But we can do that in a simple way. We can build digital solutions that make things simple for customers whilst complying with the regulations. From a strategic perspective, the great thing is we partner with a number of different fintechs and firms to enable us to do that as quickly as possible to deliver value, but also to continue to serve our customers in the best way we can. We want to help our customers be as safe and secure as they can be. We also want to ensure that, for example, we launched our aggregation tool earlier this year, where customers can see accounts from different vendors and different banks, and we continue to develop and make sure that we help customers with their spending habits and give them tips on how they can make the most of their money. That's what customers say they want, and we listen to that.
Can you tell me what your typical client would look like?
So at CountingUp, we're really focused on one-person businesses. So that might be a self-employed sole trader or a small limited company with one director. In terms of like the industries that our customers are in, it's the whole range, the whole spectrum, from kind of freelance designers, IT contractors, to builders and plumbers. We've got lorry drivers, cleaners. There's a real mix. And I think what it is that all these one-person businesses, they need two core services to run the business. They need a bank account to pay suppliers and get paid by customers, and they need an accounting system because they need to maintain accounting records to do a tax return, whether that's a corporation tax return or a self-assessment tax return. So, we bring the two together for those one-person businesses.
So what do you think the future holds for the onboarding process and, of course, for HooYu?
So customer onboarding is key at the moment. It's really a perfect storm. So we have all the new money laundering directives coming in. We have lots of new global regulations about KYC and money laundering. You have lots more identity fraud and data breaches that are going on, and at the same time, there's this whole digitalisation of financial services and the rise of the fintech. So onboarding is really, really key. But I read a stat recently whereby it said that there's been $26 billion worth of fines levied in the last year on global financial institutions for failings in KYC and AML processes.
Right.
So the regulators, they want to see target hardening. When we present to the regulators, they really like what HooYu is doing because it brings together multiple forms of identity technology that makes it harder for fraudsters and money launderers to get past the gates of the global financial system. At the same time, our clients, they like HooYu because we're wrapping these technologies in together in a custom onboarding journey that helps them maximise account opening success rates.
That's all we've got time for today, but remember you can check out the rest of the series and much more over at www.fintech.finance. Ciao!